let's make a painting. You're supposed to spin, little brush. All right, water. Oh, I have a lot of paint here. All right, let's put that paint here. And we're gonna make a whole painting right on the glass. So now I'm gonna put the page upside down, pre-wet the back of it so it can stick. Give it a little boost and flip it over. Whoa, look at this. The marks that I make earlier, it look like nothing. It's absolutely nothing. They don't look like anything. So we just gonna go for something else. But it's a good idea. You know, I put paint on the glass and then I flip it over and boom, inspiration. And fine, sounds like a great story. The reality is most of the time doesn't work. Actually, 80% of the time doesn't work. Clouds. There we go. Boom, some of my favorite color. Sea blue black. There we go. Oh boy, look at this cloudy clouds. Watch this thing. I love stormy clouds. I love clouds in general. They're pretty cool. And I think my second favorite thing is rocks. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing this. Blend everything now with a multiple brush. Boom, 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 boom. Make these clouds fluffy. Some kind of circle moves. There we go. And now blend everything on the ground. Take the palette knife. Let's go. Let's make some mountains. You know, super easy, man. You just go for it. There we go. I would love to have a double mountains here, like an edge. There we go, the edge. And then this edge here on this mountain, and this edge on here. And here we, I feel like, no, this one is fine. This one's fine. Now I'm going to take a little bit of black here and make the edge. Usually I make the edges of the mountains with the small brush. This time we're going to try something different. Because I can always go back safe to the things I know, but what is the point? We want to explore. Okay, this is fine. Now we're going to take some gold green and make the front, and I'm going to take green also. So it's going to be a mix of gold green and regular green. Well, whatever that green is. I don't think it's regular because it's so much mixed up. I'm going to take a little magenta. And the reason for that is I want to make a connection with the sky. After all, this is part of the same painting, so we need to have this. What I'm going to do now is take black and mix it with magenta here, so I can have nice dark magenta. I'm going to take my thin brush with a little bit of water. Use the whole brush, not only the tip, the whole brush. And now go and make the edges a little bit more believable. Here we go. A little bit more black. I'm constantly keep adding different colors, different shades of that color that I create because I wanted to have variety. I don't want everything to look the same everywhere. And this is like when you dress. Well, a lot of people dress like the same color every day, but majority of the people, they wanna put like different shapes, different design, different colors. So, it's look different. Is it necessary? Probably not. If you're not in the military, it doesn't really matter, if I gotta be honest. Because this military is, your life depends on your camouflage. But here it's just, I mean, it's preference, that's pretty much. Some tall grass on the foreground. Nothing too much. I don't want to be too obvious. This is supportive. Now, I have a decision to make. Now, do I want to use this as a mountains or this as a mountains? And that's giving me a good idea because it's spread it around pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to take this part and kind of blend it. So we're going to make the mountains a little bit higher. There we go. So we're going to completely change the landscape here. And that's one thing. Don't be afraid. Never be afraid to change stuff. Most of the time it's for the worst. But, that's the world. The world is moved by change. It's progress by change. So let's see if we can manage to do this. I want my mountains to be very misty, very majestic, so they don't stick out too much. I want them to be like somewhere there. And the bottom part of the mountains need to be more on focus, more clear what it is. But I want this one to be in a far away. So they're like a fog or something like this. Very mysterious, very majestic. And of course, closer you get, the mountains look more visible. You can see them better. And you can actually tell what it is. Here I'm going to make a connection. Here I'm going to make a little bit taller. There we go. I just play with it, man. And here we're going to make a nice transition. Here I would love to have a little bit more edge. And be careful not to remove too much because after all, again, you want to keep that intact. You want to be misty. Now, because this one is misty over here, the whole thing is very foggy. That means our clouds need to be redone again. So we can match the whole mood of the painting. So what we're going to do is remove some of the paint. Don't clean the brush too much because you want to have overall the same foggy idea everywhere. So what we're going to do is tap, 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 tap with a clean brush. And then clean the brush, but don't dip it in the water. And then try to blend a little bit. So remove the paint. There we go. Now I'm going to clean my brush completely. And use only on the top. There you go. And one big cloud right here. So you see how it's like very, actually I will go even on the top of that. There we go. So overall this area is very foggy, this one's more on focus, and the rest of it is just supportive. Here I'm gonna add a little bit of black on the foreground. And the other thing I would love to do is, because we moved the mountains a little bit higher, we need to show them just a little bit. And not everywhere, but here and there. And of course, there we go. There we go. A watercolor, abstract, landscape.